Hey, good afternoon everyone. This is my Ariens Deluxe 28 snowblower, which I purchased in 2011. And today I am installing the heated hand grips 7210 1400. I'll post the part number of my machine in the description, but I'm going to show you how to install these. Didn't get my video started quite fast enough, but I'll show you what I did so far. This is the old wiring harness. This is the connector to the headlight, which is there. So on the underside, it just clips right on there. So use a flat blade screwdriver to clip, loosen each edge, push it out. The rest of the harness was just come down the side here, a couple of zip ties, and the other end connects into the engine. You just pull it apart. There's nothing to press. So that's the first step, is to remove that. The second step on my model is to drill a 1/2 inch hole. So I started out with a small 1/8 inch, went up a little larger, did about 2 or 3 sizes. Used a little cutting oil, just drip it on the drill bit or on the hole. Don't press too hard down, as my father would say, let the saw do the cutting, or in this case the drill bit. And now I have a 1/2 inch hole. Let's continue. When you install this switch in the control panel, you want it positioned this way so that this lug on the bottom is closer to your body and the center lug is closer to the front of the machine. When the switch is positioned as you see it, that would be the on position. So that would be off. So when you put this in from the underside, this is the washer you want on the underside, like that. And then these two will be on the top. So it will go like so. Obviously you'll tighten that later, but that's where that will go. The next step is to remove the existing hand grips. And so I'm just going to carefully do that. Ah, look at that. No glue or epoxy. They do have you use some adhesive on the new grips. So next up, we're going to install these plastic caps, one in each tube end. All right, those are in all the way. The next step is we're going to mix the epoxy. We're going to apply it to the inside of these hand grips. And the hand grips are to be slid on so that this wiring extender is in that position. So it's going to face the inside of the machine, and presumably that will go down like that. Alright, not sure how well you can see it, but probably can't see it. I just applied the epoxy to the inside of the grips, about 1 inch deep. These will slip nice and easily. Okay, that's all the way in. Do the other side. Yeah, it looks like some epoxy came out of that little hole. A little squirt of WD-40 on a paper towel acts as a little bit of a solvent to just get off any stray epoxy that might have gotten where it shouldn't be. Okay, these grips are in and they are positioned the way I want them. Now it's time to install a new harness. So down at the engine side, the connector has a couple little indents on one side, so it's only going to be able to be connected one way. And push that until it pops. There is a zip tie with a little push in and that goes right in this hole. That's all that happens there. This is going to get zip tied up the handlebars, and then we're going to connect the wiring. So I'm just going to do all this loosely at first, and then come back and tighten everything up once I'm happy with where it all is. Okay. The most important thing is to make sure when you position the wire that it's not going to be anywhere that's going to get caught on the mechanism when you're operating the machine. There are 3 of these push pin mounts on this harness, and from what I can tell, one of them goes all the way up top here, which is right near the on-off switch for the heated grips. And then you have your 2 connectors here for that. The second one looks like it goes right about here in the center of the machine on that black plate. And the last one is all the way over here by this brass spring. So we'll slip that up into there. So with those in, we can connect the left-hand grip right here, excuse me, the right-hand grip, and it can only go in one way. We can connect the left-hand grip way up there by the switch for the grips. Okay, so we've got one grip attached, one grip attached. We have the headlight, which goes all the way back up there. We'll get that last. And then we have these 2 loose ones for the on-off switch, and that should not matter which one goes on which, because it's just a simple on-off switch. All right, so lastly, you have to do that headlight connector. It's going to be kind of hard to see on the camera. It appears to only go in one way. There you go. Clicked right in. So all the electrical connections are done. I've got these zip ties. They gave me 4. I'm just going to go around and zip tie a few things so that nothing is in the way of anything that's going to move and get rubbed. All right, I see one potential trouble area. So first of all, this is the wheel engagement. Everything looks okay there. The push pins keep the red and black wire out of the way. All the way over here, however, this is the wire for the other grip. And when I operate the auger, it does interfere with that a little bit. So I'm just going to use one of those zip ties. Okay, I ended up just zip tying it to the wire that goes to the headlight. And it's completely in the clear now. Also threw another one down here for good measure. So it looks like all the wiring is safe. I'm going to tighten up this. The rest of the harness is zip tied along the handlebar. I'll tuck this in a little bit so it's not sticking out so much, but we're pretty much done. All right, so I took it outside, fired it up for about a minute. Headlight came right on, and it only took a minute to start feeling some warmth in the grips. So everything's working. One last note, you need to let the epoxy cure for 24 hours, 60 degrees or above. So that is all there is to that. Thanks for watching.